Building upon the previous section that explored the Commissioner's authority and limitations in reviewing applications from individuals with criminal or disciplinary history, we now turn to the structure of licensing itself, specifically, the various types of licenses issued and regulated by the Arizona Department of Real Estate, ADRE. Understanding the distinctions among these licenses is essential for any student or professional entering the real estate industry, as each license type carries its own scope of authority, responsibilities, and regulatory requirements under ARS Title 32, Chapter 20. The ADRE issues several categories of licenses to regulate real estate professionals and related entities operating within the state. These include salesperson licenses, broker licenses, which encompass both associate brokers and designated brokers, entity licenses for corporations, limited liability companies, and partnerships, as well as specialized licenses for cemetery and membership camping salespersons and brokers. Each license type serves a distinct function within Arizona's real estate framework and is governed by specific provisions within statute and the Arizona Administrative Code, Title IV, Chapter 28. The real estate salesperson license is the most common entry-level credential issued by the ADRE. As outlined in ARS Section 322-10150, a salesperson is an individual who, for compensation, engages in activities such as listing, selling, leasing, or negotiating real estate transactions under the supervision of a licensed broker. Salespersons are not permitted to operate independently. They must always be employed by and act through a designated broker as required under ARS Section 32-2123B. The broker provides supervision and is responsible for ensuring compliance with laws and rules as detailed in Commissioner's Rule R4-2 8-1103A. For example, if a licensed salesperson at Realty One Group negotiates a purchase contract, the transaction legally occurs under the authority of the broker's license, not the salesperson's. The next category is the real estate broker license, which grants expanded authority and greater responsibility. Under ARS Section 32-2101, open parenthesis, 48 close parenthesis, a broker is any person who, for compensation, engages in real estate activities either independently or through the supervision of salespersons. Arizona recognizes two subcategories of brokers: associate brokers and designated brokers. An associate broker has met the same educational and testing requirements as a broker, but chooses to work under another broker's supervision rather than operate independently. A designated broker, on the other hand, is the individual responsible for the operations of an entire brokerage firm. This role carries fiduciary and legal accountability for all licensed agents within the company. Becoming a broker requires meeting the additional qualifications under ARS Section 32-2124B, including 3 years of active license experience within the past 5 years, completion of a 90-hour broker pre-license course, and successful passage of the broker examination. The designated broker must also maintain control over the brokerage's trust accounts, advertising, and record keeping, as mandated by ARS Section 32-2151.01. The distinction between a salesperson and a broker is significant. While both represent clients in real estate transactions, only a broker may independently manage a firm, employ other licensees, and hold client funds in trust. The ADRE also issues entity licenses to legal business structures, such as corporations, limited liability companies, LLCs, and partnerships that wish to operate as brokerage firms. According to ARS Section 32-2125A, any entity that engages in real estate activities for compensation must hold a real estate broker license, with a designated individual serving as the responsible person or designated broker for the entity. This ensures that there is always one natural person held accountable for the brokerage's compliance with real estate laws and commissioners' rules. For example, if a corporation called Desert Horizon Realty operates as a brokerage, the company must obtain an entity license, and its designated broker, perhaps the company's owner, assumes legal responsibility for all transactions conducted under that entity. Beyond traditional real estate licenses, the department also regulates cemetery salespersons and brokers, and membership camping salespersons and brokers under ARS. Therefore, 32-2194 through 32-2199.06. These licenses are required for individuals or entities engaged in the sale of cemetery lots, burial rights, or membership camping contracts, which often involve long-term use of recreational or vacation properties. The purpose of these specialized licenses is to protect consumers from misleading sales practices in niche markets that still involve real property interests or long-term financial commitments. For instance, a salesperson selling burial plots in a private cemetery or membership access to a camping resort must be specifically licensed by the ADRE, ensuring they adhere to the same ethical and legal standards as traditional real estate professionals. Additionally, the department oversees temporary licenses under ARS, Section 32-2122.01, which may be granted in limited circumstances, such as when a designated broker dies or becomes incapacitated. In such cases, the ADRE may issue a temporary license to allow continuity of business operations while a new broker is appointed. Temporary licenses are valid for a limited period, typically 90 days, and cannot be renewed or extended except under extraordinary conditions. These diverse license categories collectively ensure that every form of real estate activity in Arizona, from residential home sales to the management of a brokerage or the sale of cemetery plots, is conducted by qualified professionals under the oversight of the ADRE. The licensing structure is designed to promote consumer protection, accountability, and professionalism, while clearly defining the scope of authority for each license type review summary. In this section, you learn that the Arizona Department of Real Estate regulates several categories of licenses under ARS Title 32, Chapter 20. These include salesperson licenses for individuals working under a broker, broker licenses for those who may operate independently or supervise others, entity licenses for corporations and partnerships, and specialized licenses for cemetery and membership camping sales. Each license type has unique qualifications, authority, and responsibilities, but all share the common goal of ensuring compliance, professionalism, and consumer protection. The ADRE's licensing system ensures that all individuals and entities engaged in real estate are properly trained, supervised, and accountable to the public discussion. Why must a salesperson work under the supervision of a broker? Answer: because ARS Section 32-2123B requires all salespersons to operate under a designated broker who is legally responsible for their actions. What distinguishes a designated broker from an associate broker? Answer: a designated broker is responsible for managing and supervising the brokerage, while an associate broker works under another broker's supervision. Why does the ADRE issue entity licenses for corporations and partnerships? Answer: to ensure that businesses engaged in real estate activities are properly licensed and have an accountable designated broker overseeing operations. What types of specialized licenses are issued for cemetery and membership camping sales? Answer: cemetery salesperson, broker, and membership camping. Salesperson broker licenses under ARS Section 32, 2194 through 32, 2199.06. What is the purpose of a temporary license under ARS Section 32, 2122.01? Answer: to allow a brokerage to continue operating when a designated broker dies or becomes incapacitated, ensuring business continuity until a replacement is appointed. Closing remarks. Understanding the various types of licenses regulated by the ADRE provides a foundational perspective on the structure of Arizona's real estate profession. Each license category serves a distinct role in maintaining order, accountability, and consumer confidence in real estate transactions. Whether acting as a salesperson under supervision, managing a brokerage as a designated broker, or conducting specialized property sales, every licensee is part of a unified system of professional regulation designed to protect the public. The ADRE's licensing framework ensures that the business of real estate in Arizona is carried out only by qualified individuals and entities committed to ethical standards and compliance with the law.